So here we are dealing with two kinds of people, or rather not. That is, it's two past energies having been forwarded to the present to you. One was a general and the other was an ordinary person who suddenly became abundantly rich financially. So welcome back if you're coming back to the channel, and welcome if you're new here. You are all appreciated. I want you to know that. So let's get into this. We look at present messages for the collective if you're new. So take what resonates for you. It could be for you or not, or for anyone you know. So just take what resonates with you. And as it is, all messages hold lessons that addresses all of us so that we could all be mindful of what we do, say, think, or plan to do. So back to our message. Let's dive into the one energy that used to be a general of war in their past lives. So this person had an extended family living in very spacious places, but he never got to feel the pleasure of all the good things he had in his life, because all his life he spent in wars to keep his country and family from enemies. And with that kind of life, he was always reeled away from his loved ones, hardly seeing them and only seeing them occasionally after long periods of time, because he was always on the road, traveling from one place to another for negotiations and peacemaking, or invading enemies who are a threat to their country or family. So sometimes they had to make hard choices and do so many things that they might not have wanted to do, which for some created karma that was carried on from generation to generation. And because of the karma created, it's not that they were ruthless, it was just they ended up being seen as ruthless, which made the coming generations to lose their prosperity and some blessings, and this caused some hardships for generations and generations, because some people along the bloodlines did make mistakes because of egoistic wants, trying to use the prestigious blood they carried from the general. But for some it was misuse. Along the bloodline, some tried to break the karmic cycles, but it was still not enough, and that was passed on to this day. And now, if you are among those who have this kind of energy in your bloodline, you today are the curse breaker for that bloodline. Ancestors are being freed from the karma because of you. And a whole new era is started. An era where things are started afresh and the karmic debt is paid in full. Because you refuse to succumb to the karmic debt left way back from the past. You refuse to carry that burden which had been given from generation to generation. And that way, the way for blessings to be given are being opened for the next coming generations to be relieved from the burden of a karmic debt that had been carried forward for lifetimes. So this is the time you will reap the fruits of being a curse breaker for the whole of your bloodline and for the future as well. So enjoy. And now let's look at the other who got suddenly prosperous. There was a chain of cycles where there was always poverty for lifetimes, and then suddenly that energy just one day became wealthy overnight without effort. But this energy also got karma, and you know how that happened. They started misusing what they got. They had never had so much before. So instead of making investments for long-lasting results, the abundance was just thrown left and right. And because they suddenly gained a status that they had never had, they started being egoistic, and slowly they started losing what they had. It's not like if you keep aside something for savings is a way to invest, because most of the time that does not really work. because money has to keep being in motion in order to recirculate and come back. If it's stagnant, it won't make any growth. This happens with almost everything. And that is what this energy did. It was like sort of hoarding, but at the same time, the spending was also done not in a wise way. And the abundance was misused and used very irresponsibly. And then came the karma, and it went for years and generations until this day to where we are now. If you are of this bloodline, you are here to break that cycle and pay the karmic debt by doing the right instead of doing the wrong, to save your ancestors, yourself, your future offsprings from this burden. If you have noticed for lifetimes, the generations of yours have always lived in lack, and that was the karma. And now you are being called to rectify that. Along the way in lifetimes, there has been characters who tried breaking the cycle also. But yeah, we all know that blood is heavy and it affects people in very mysterious ways. So along the line, people were still affected and they still did the same mistake, and it kept on recycling. And that cycle was hard to break. 1 minute there was relief, and the next someone started it all over again with ignorance. And that is why it found you now. It found you, and now you are being looked upon to stop that. The reason I'm saying this for this bloodline is like there still is some people who haven't learned the lesson compared to the first energy. Actually, these two energies are meant to help each other and uplift each other to do the work and get blessings. But someone in the energies keep being sneaky and wants to cheat. And that is why it feels like it's taking long. One group trying to stop the other, which is trying to do the right, causing delays for the other group. It's like, I guess that also has to do with how the sudden blessing came. Sort of like almost like it was stolen, or there was some kind of swapping. You know, the destiny swaps, which actually no one can steal your destiny. It all depends on what you choose to do. So all the dramas happening were all because of wrong choices. The energy of the general has to learn that they need to realize that they need to give more priority to their loved ones who deserve their attention, and at the same time be humble. In the sense that the love also has to go to the right individuals, not the wrong ones. And there is a lot of manipulation too from oppositions who try to deviate the energy away from their blessings. And now the parties have to fulfill their karmic debts by doing the right thing. One has to stop being egoistic and the other has to stop being sneaky and selfish. Abundance is enough for everyone in the whole world, and as long as we share it in the right way, no one will be in scarcity at all. And there needs to be balance. And that is all that it is. It is what it is. For the curse to be broken, boundaries need to be applied as well. Making boundaries between the virtual ethics and vices, making the right priorities work out for you, making the right decisions so that there would not be injustice, making time for the right loved ones. Not just anyone, choosing wisely as to really whom you need to give your time to, because they chose to give their love to people who were not in alignment with them, people who just wanted to use them. Not just for any Jack and Jill, just because you got old with the outer shell and cover, knowing that everything that glitters might not be the green pastures, needing to be really mindful on what you accept to have value in the sense of spirit, not materialistic. And only that way can people get to their blessings, being mindful of what you really are choosing to have and keep. I mean, how often are you going to make the same mistake before you really make the right choice? And I hope that helps someone. And we stop here and I pray to God the Most High to always guide us on the right path and allow us to be open to receiving the right things in the right way and moments. Amen. So till next time, with much love, I will see you in the next one, and God bless.